Hello, Summoners, and welcome back to another round of the Oceanic Collegiate Championship, the New Zealand qualifier. This game, we've moved down to the losers bracket, and it's actually going to be Is That AUT going up against SOJU. And unfortunately, it's going to be an AUT versus AUT match, so while it is going to be a bit of a grudge match, unfortunately we couldn't get some inter-university action going on, but grudge matches, they're always going to be fun. Now, SOJU managed to take out first place in the tournament. Whether or not that was a close match or not, I will find out in a second, but there is a bit of blood between these guys, obviously. So, bit of a grudge match. Picks and bans have already been done, so they're going to go through pretty quickly, but we'll still have 3 minutes to talk about them once that delay does come up. We did actually have to kick them out of the first 10 seconds of the game, because they remade just for us, and that's a Katarina. Wow, okay, cool. So let's talk a bit about these picks here, Kibbles.
I love Katarina. Oh, Urgot? Yeah. And Karth, this is interesting team compositions. I can't really tell what either team is trying to play at. Neither really have great CC, neither... I guess for Is That AUT, they might be looking for a pick/disengage. That kind of a interesting sort of team composition, but I'm not sure if... No. I see what's going on here. Okay, sorry, it took me a while.
All right. Enlighten us.
AUT versus AUT, right? These two teams would have scrimmed against each other a lot of times. So they will know each other's team's strong points and weak points, and they will be exploiting that. Although we might not be able to see, but perhaps Ari... CP Terra doesn't like playing against a Katarina, or vice versa. Like, I feel that that's what they're playing with here.
Yeah, and the Katarina, like, obviously, because we jumped into the middle of this, we don't know the actual order that things were picked in. So we don't know, like, who picked up what first. Looks like they did the same bands, though, which is quite nice of them. So, I mean, if we just have a quick look at those, you can see that the top lane for SOJU was targeted a little bit by those bans there. The Aurelia and Maokai taken away from Forensic, although he's come completely out of left field and picked Karthus in the top lane. Pretty interesting pickup, if I've got to say so myself. Haven't seen that happen in a while. Sometimes you see some weird picks like, Swain top lane, which it can be a thing, but Karthus, yeah, you'll have to prove that one to me. And the LeBlanc would be the third ban, targeted right at Buller, and the fact that he picked up Katarina instead shows that this guy likes his assassins.
Interestingly, Kat has picked up Teleport. Did you notice that?
I did in fact notice that, and that definitely shows the playstyle that SOJU are going to go for. They're going to go for roaming, they're going to go for group gank squads, essentially, and basically pick up as many kills all across all stages of the game. They're going to go for picks, not so much in the traditional sense. Yes, they can pick them up with Death Sentence, but using Teleport to get a whole lot of picks early on by teleporting to the bot lane, teleporting to even the top lane. I mean, going to be pretty rough to try and take down Zac, especially if you don't have any CC up there. You'll just elastic slingshot away. But that bot lane is definitely going to be an option. There is so much crowd control lockdown coming up from an Urgot Thresh combo that Buller is going to absolutely love that. And yes, while Janna has a lot of disengage, you get hit by any of those abilities. You get hit by Death Sentence, you get hit by Flay, you get hit by the Hyperkinetic Position Reverser. You're absolutely done for, and no Monsoons are going to save you there. So I mean, there's so much kill potential for SOJU in the bottom lane there that if I was on Is That AUT, I'd be a bit terrified.
I feel like ITA have gone with a very defensive pick list there, and flip it on the overside. SOJU have gone with a very aggressive. Like, I can see the team fight now. Urgot will Hyperkinetic Position Reverser, whatever that is, his ult, to any one of the damage dealers. So Graves, Ari, Gragas, any of them. Move them out of the fight. Karthus ult Amumu ults go in easy. Then Katarina just jumps in and kills them all. I can see this working so perfectly.
So there's a bit of a flaw in your plan there, right? So you're saying Keiwu, he wants to go and just throw his ultimate onto one of the squishy guys.
Yeah.
That ultimate doesn't have the biggest range, right? So how are you going to get to Graves, Ari, who are pretty mobile champions? They're easily going to be able to get away from him. They know that that's all Urgot's going to be able to do late game. So that's going to be the one thing on their minds. Do not get near that Urgot, and they should be fine as long as they do that. So it's going to be a little bit harder for that. However, if they do it a bit in reverse, Amumu gets in there, gets a good ultimate, then the hyperkinetic position reverser can easily come in and pick off anyone. So it's essentially the same thing. You know, it's going to work out very well for them. But Urgot, he can't simply just walk up to Graves and Ari. He's going to have to work for it. But we are loading into the Rift here. And it's going to be a bit of a grudge match here, of course, as SOJU are the winners of the AUT tournament. But is that AUT second place? They're going to be looking to prove that they are deserving of one of the top 3 spots here today in the New Zealand qualifier. And of course, everyone going for that number 1 spot too, just so that they do get that better seeding into the next round. And also, you know, taking the glory of being the best university team in New Zealand. Going to be on everyone's minds too. Not to mention, you know, everyone back home watching, supporting their own university. They want to see their own team take it out, show that, you know, the best university takes out the victory. But here we are, we're loading in. Last game we saw a bit of a 5-man squad looking for something early on. But both teams this time are going for a bit of a spread out defense, trying to prevent any kind of shenanigans.
I can see a lot of similarity to the games that we've previously seen already. Very much so. But both teams are running almost the exact same mirror image alongside the whole map.
Yeah, so nothing too terrifying is going to happen. I don't predict any kind of lane swaps just because, you know, Urgot kind of wants that 2v2 down there, especially, I mean, looking at the Urgot Thresh composition, there's so much kill potential there. You don't want to scare off the enemy top laner if you go for a 2v1 against him. So no deep vision is particularly needed, just enough to prevent the enemy team from doing anything terrifying to you. You can pretty much assume, you know, Vez is going to start with that blue buff on the Amumu. It'd be pretty rare to not start there. So everything's pretty safe, everything's pretty assumed. No one really knows anything for sure, apart from those mid laners having a bit of a dance. But other than that, things look pretty standard.
As an Urgot, and you're fighting a 2v2, so Urgot Thresh versus Graves Janna, who do you ult? You either ult the opposing AD carry and take out 2 of the main damage dealers in that fight, or you take out the support who's going to provide a lot of utility. Who do you pick when you ult that?
If you had to pick who to ult, you'd definitely go for Girls on Graves. You take him really far back into the lane. It means Death Nostalgia. If he wants to go for a Monsoon to save him, he needs to get very far to get in between. You know, in the right sort of in between. Otherwise, you're just throwing the other duo back near your tower, back in the escape path for your AD carry. So if they're able to get onto Graves, he's a little bit harder to catch with the quick draw, but other than that, if you can catch him, definitely go for him. But now we can see the race to level 2 is going to happen in the bottom lane, and it's going to be so important. If Keiwu and John Mani can grab level 2 first, they're going to have a pretty good advantage if they can take advantage of it straight away.
Yeah, as always. And they'll probably get it from this minion here, I think. Yep, there we go. Both teams actually got it at the exact same time. I feel that clutch hook there from Thresh, but nothing really doing from it. Have you noticed that Janna's attack damage is so freaking high for a support? 59 plus whatever bonus she gets from her 61 now, plus whatever bonus she gets from her shield. That's ridiculous, and you can really see that coming through in her autos against Thresh.
Yeah, the one thing that the SOJU bot lane are going to have to worry about is if they miss their harassment opportunities, then they've got nothing. You know, Death Sentence is down, the Acid Hunter is down for Urgot, then that gives plenty of opportunity for the other guys to go in, but there's the hook. Do they get much from it, though?
No, of course not, because the shield is so demoralizing when you manage to get a hook like that.
Oh!
And nothing comes from it. Oh, right in the mid lane there. Buller getting dropped very low. That's so unfortunate too, because Katarina is really weak in the early game.
He had flash as well, but it was obviously caught on completely the wrong side of the map there. Had already used Shumpo, not get on out of there. So, I mean, nice first blood. And like you said, Cat has a pretty rough time earlier on with that melee range way of getting CS. Yes, he's got the bouncing blades, but then you've got to choose, you know, do I want to use it for harass? Do I want to use it for farming? And that can really turn things around. And the fact that, you know, he's had an early death, teleport's going to alleviate that to some point, but it's going to give a 5-minute window where there's going to be no chance for him to roam down to the bottom lane. So now, girls in Death Nostalgia are going to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Karthus versus Zac. Who do you feel is taking that out? Right now, I feel that Karthus has the ability to take it, but Zac's sustain in that lane is just so strong. You can't really combat that. It's
going to be in the favor of Karthus for a little while. Until the Spectre's Cowl comes out for T-Jun, he's going to be a little bit on the back foot. Of course, there's going to be no kill potential against T-Jun. Oh no, in the bottom lane.
Nostalgia getting dropped very, very low. Unfortunately, they just popped that heal, so they're going to walk right out of that. They won't have that next fight though.
And you've got to remember though, Urgot's a champion that relies so heavily on mana. You can already see he's pretty much out of that. So all that harass that he was doing earlier on, going to be pretty much gone, and they're going to rely completely on the death sentences. Another thing to mention is that he's gone for longsword rather than a Doran's blade. This could say that he wants to go for an early brutalizer as soon as he can, but at the same time, you know, you need that Tears of the Goddess as soon as you can, once again, because Urgot needs to pick up that mana immune, and ever since the changes to his shield, he gets a little bit more shield based on his mana. Hippopotamus not going to find anything in bot lane, despite waiting pretty patiently.
Yeah, he wasted quite a lot of time down there, actually. He probably could have gone for something else. He is calling for a dragon, though, really early, but almost 6 minutes, actually.
And I really like this call, because they knew that Keiwu had to go back, and if he wasn't back, then he'd be completely out of mana, couldn't contest it at all. Captain Terra's got absolute control in the mid lane. As you can see, the flash comes out.
Flash comes out, but nothing really doing. There's the ultimate from CP Terra. Buller going back in, Ignite, dropping down on Buller. One auto should do it. The flash coming out from Terra, he will take the kill. He's dropped very, very low. Around the side here, we can see Amumu sneaking up. Can he land the bandage toss? No, but he might pick it up still.
No, not quite. No way to catch the Ahri. Captain Terra's going to be fine. But yeah, bringing you back to the Dragon, they knew that mid lane was completely under control. Urgot probably back. What better time to take Dragon? You know, yes, Forensic could have teleported bot lane, but probably not going to happen, and then T-Jun would get a big advantage. It would have been a big mess for SOJU to do that. So, excellent call on the Dragon by Hippopotamus, and going to give them a nice early advantage.
It was such a waste of a flash from Ahri's side there. When she flashed in to take that last auto, I really feel like that was unnecessary. She didn't need to do that to secure it, but, you know.
Yeah, that's alright. But the important thing is that it's going to now be down. And while Ahri's a champion that, you know, can escape very easily with the ultimate, it's something that Buller should be able to blow pretty easily. Unfortunately, he's a bit on the back foot, so I can foresee Captain Terra using that Spirit Rush to try and pick up a kill. If Buller can survive that kill, call for a Amumu to come in and gank with his ultimate, it should be pretty much a free kill. You combine Curse of the Sad Mummy with the Death Lotus, and with an Ahri that can't move, should be a nice pickup, and definitely something that you want on a Katarina, because being 0 for 2 on a champion that needs to snowball, it's not looking good.
No, Ahri's doing so much damage to Buller. Unfortunately, Buller hasn't used that teleport yet to be able to get those kills that she so desperately needs as a Katarina to get ahead.
Yeah, well, it is back up now after using it to get back into lane earlier on, so the opportunity's there, but the SOJU bot lane is a bit too pushed in. There's the potential to teleport to top lane, but he's got no wards to teleport to, not to mention it's a Zac with a Spectre's Cowl. It has to be a teleport to the bottom lane, but they're just too pushed in, so this teleport right now as a summoner spell isn't getting a lot of usefulness out of it. There's no Ignite to even think about contesting kills on Captain Terra. So Buller really on the back foot here. Yes, he's picked up a Negatron Cloak, but when you're buying items to survive lane as Cat, that's not a good thing.
No, you really need to get ahead as Cat and pick up stronger, more aggressive items. Thresh going for the death sentence onto Girls and is picking it up. Karthus ulti coming down. Won't pick up any kills there, but still very exciting.
We got a pretty depressed Mummy coming down to the bottom lane. He's going to pick up that pink ward though in the Tribush, which is going to be... oh, he does just walk through it, thinks he can get the kill, but no, instead, they're just going to go for the horde. No dragon to pick up, of course. If there was, they'd have a great opportunity to take it. In the mid lane, Captain Terra, he's picked up a needlessly large rod, so throwing all semblance of, efficient finished items, just wants to snowball this lane out of control here. And it's going to pump up his wave clear massively, going to force Buller to stick to his turret. And, I'm talking about how he can't teleport to other lanes because they're too pushed in. He can't teleport because he can't leave the mid lane. Captain Terra will just destroy that tower as soon as he leaves, get a whole lot of free farm. And that needlessly large rod's just going to make that even worse.
Greg is coming around the side here. Oh goodness, there's the explosive cast coming down on Forensic. Jun might go down, but he has his
no.
He'll be fine. Fnatic. Oh, sorry, Fnatic. Forensic being dropped very low. My goodness, Fnatic. What am I talking?
I would have forgiven you if he had the Fnatic skin, but he doesn't. But in the mid lane,
Buller going down. There's the Ignite being dropped. Will drop again, giving Ari a 3-0 lead. Ugh.
And just look at the damage that he pumped out, despite going against a Negatron Cloak. Of course, Buller going to have to go for that Abyssal Scepter, which not a terrible item for Cat, not at all. But he's just not able to snowball from it, doing just not great at all. And Vez taking a lot of damage himself.
Oh, Terra might pick up one if he can. Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for it. Actually, teleport coming down. Terra doesn't have his ulti. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. They've finally managed to turn it around. There's a kill for Katarina. Hopefully she can make some decent use out of that.
And that's the teleport coming out as well. So finally, it's a little bit of use, even if it was only in his own lane. But Katarina, unless he's snowballing ridiculously, Buller's not going to be able to do much, even with that one kill. Yes, it was a shutdown, but what's he going to use the gold against? Yes, there's Tijan, who's built a Spirit Visage. Gragas is eventually going to be incredibly tanky. No hope of taking him down. It's really going to be all about taking Graves and Ari down, but again, those guys are very mobile, very easily able to get out. Then you've got Death Nostalgia, easily able to cancel the Death Lotus. Just things are not looking great for Buller, and it's essentially making him be essentially a mid laner down here, as Buller's going to provide almost nothing to team fights, not even an Ignite.
Yeah, I'm probably in agreement with you. Although they did manage to pick that up, she's not going to be able to do much with it, unfortunately. Oh,
yeah,
man.
well, I mean, it's better than not picking it up, but there is a long road to snowballing this Katarina, and that's the only thing that's going to make him useful in this fight. So either the rest of his team needs to start doing incredibly well, or Buller needs to snowball ridiculously. And
can you see what's happening down here?
Can I see what's happening down here? They're trying to set up a kill, but they're just too pushed in, and even if they did go in for something, I feel like Death Nostalgia has the tools to get them out of trouble. All they've got to worry about is the hyperkinetic position reverser, which would secure a kill, yeah, but it's just not enough. And the fact that Captain Terra wasn't... they couldn't see him on the map, so... Oh no, he's diving him in the mid lane as well, dropped him to half. And Buller, he's going to need to call for help here, but every other team on his map needs help too. Here comes Hippopotamus into the bottom lane.
Hippopotamus. Oh no, what a...
And you could call that a hippopotamus.
Oh, you could. He is going to get flayed here. Nice Janna disengage here. Karthus ultimate dropping Hippopotamus down very, very low. Teleport coming in. I believe it's probably from Katarina. No, it's Karthus coming down. Hyperkinetic position reverser coming down. Oh man, this isn't looking very nice. Tejun getting dropped as well. Oh my gosh, Ari's coming in to clean up. Talk about mop up on aisle 3, except Forensic.
That was not a clean. Okay, mop up on aisle 3. He took the mop with the bucket into aisle 3. tripped over, like his head fell in the bucket, and he's just sitting there looking pretty embarrassed. Unfortunately, it looked like it could have gone well, but kind of walked right into the middle of the enemy team there. What it means is that SOJU can pick up a nice drag and even things up there. And you know, all things considered, the gold's pretty even, the dragons are even, towers are pretty much even. The only thing is that Bula, he's a little bit behind, but his team is making up for it. And the teleports from everyone have really been... it's been helping SOJU get back into this. You know, their teleports haven't been used to create any kind of, you know, ganks or anything. It's always been reactionary teleports. And so they are still playing from the back foot slightly, but I feel like things could change once those teleports are used to set things up rather than react. Oh no, Vez, the poor mummy.
Getting abused by the wind lady right here.
Wind lady.
Yeah, man, the wind lady. Don't you know?
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess. A lot of pressure coming down into this bottom lane. They've once again bringing Hippopotamus down. They'll still have his ultimate, but there are wards in pretty much all the right places here. He's going to be completely spotted out. Jonomy, though, moving a bit too forward.
Jonomy is moving forward, as well as up in the top lane. Forensic is going to drop. He will get the kill. That is, Ari will pick that up. Nothing really happening in this bottom lane, which I'm quite disappointed about. I thought they would pick up Jonomy from that.
Yeah, but I mean, the knowledge that they had of Hippopotamus coming in would have been enough to keep him alive. Jonomy moving in a bit too forward, but other than that, he was able to get out, even holding on to his flash. So he's going to be pretty safe. So still a slight lead over to is that AUT. Things could definitely turn around if we can see SOJU pick up a turret. They've got a fair advantage in the bottom lane. Urgot fairly ahead in the creep score. But Urgot's an 80 carry that's not really an 80 carry. He's going to fall off a little bit later on, but whoa!
Oh wow!
Flash
Nice
is in time.
Hyperkinetic reverser going in. Oh, beautiful! Ultimate the shield. No, because Kwoo's damage output from that is just absolutely ridiculous. But Jonomy is caught out here by girls. He will drop. Oh, Hippopotamus goes with a beautiful explosive cast there. I wanted to say he was going to give it to girls, but I guess not.
That was good, though, that they were able to split their attention. They didn't all go straight for Jonomy. They knew that they had enough to take him down and managed to use the rest of their tools to pick up an extra kill onto Kwoo. And which is looking pretty good right now. It's going to allow Graves to catch up a little bit more, and he is definitely going to outscale the Urgot. So Kwoo, you know, he needs to start getting things done now. And yeah, he's 3 for 1. But the fact that Captain Terror, 5 for 2 on that Ari, well ahead in CS, is just going to destroy people. And we're about to see an example of that. Forensic, rest in peace. Here comes Ari.
Pepperonis are going to be rested right here for Forensic. His passive is still up. Passive, of course, being it never goes down. But regardless, Chun is bad-mannering him so bad, running around like a lunatic. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was quite funny, though, to see Captain Terry. He missed everything but his charm, but obviously they had a massive numbers advantage up there. No way they weren't going to get the kill. But yeah, so now it looks like is that AUT looking back into the driver's seat here as they're controlling the flow of the game so far. Yeah, they are about to lose their turret down there. Gold's still fairly in their lead, but you know, a 2,000 gold lead at only 17 minutes, not the biggest deal in the world, especially with even dragons. But once these tanks start tanking up on is that AUT, I feel like it's going to be so much harder for SOJU to really do anything about it. Urgot not really going to be able to shred through them, as you know, being one of the lower damage 80 carries. Forensic, though, you know, being a consistent damage dealer, but rather than a tank, you know, with the extended team fights, his passive is going to mean less and less and less, right? The good thing about the older team fights that didn't last all that long was if the entire team fight could last inside the Carthus Defile during his passive. Nowadays, though, the fight's likely to last long enough for all the tanks to get out of there, and the passive is going to mean a little bit less. So they are sacrificing tanks for a little bit more damage here. We'll see if it is going to mean much. T-Jun, though, he's getting so aggressive up there, but he's got the wards to go that far.
He does. His sustainer's kind of... I mean, he's getting about 100 health from his little blobs that he's picking up, and Castus's Q is doing about 160, probably 180 damage by now, so it's kind of being mitigated by Zek's sustain, which is a bit annoying to play against.
Yeah, and, you know, comparing the mid laner's items is just... It feels a little bit depressing for SOJU there, just because Captain Terra has almost a complete item over Bulla there. He's got his completed boots, finished 2 full items, whereas 1.5 items finished for Bulla, not even finished his boots, so he's really relying on so much setup from the rest of his team. They've got to get a brilliant Curse of the Sad Mummy, and if he doesn't get a full Death Lotus off on pretty much everyone, it's going to be very hard for him to actually contribute much to the fight. Yeah, it's possible, but the CC has to be there. He has to also not be interrupted, so Monsoon has to not be available. Forensic running out of mana and running out of time here.
Forensic. Oh no. See, I thought he was going to make it out of that with that flash, but I guess not.
Yeah, and throwing out the Rage ultimate just because... Oh no, Hippopotamus with the flank.
Oh, Viz coming in there. No Curse of the Sad Mummy yet. Jomini gets caught by the charm. He will go down. Unfortunately, Jun going in with the jumpy jump. But,
the jumpy.
Yeah, man. This is going to be a free dragon for, I believe it's ITA.
Yeah, and that was great timing by them as well. Sure, you know, T-Jun is spending a lot of time up in the top lane dealing with Forensic, but had time to teleport down, and with Hippopotamus, and just the fact that, look at the map, it's just painted blue right now. Hippopotamus knew that there just wasn't going to be any vision by SOJU. He was able to sneak in there, get a surprise engage, and even just completely deny Vez any kind of ultimate there. As you can see, he threw the explosive cask only onto Vez, but what that did was deny a good Curse of the Sad Mummy, which in turn did not allow Bullet any hope at all of getting a good ultimate off. So, excellent strategic play by is that AUT, just because they know exactly what they need to do to be able to win team fights, and they're pulling it off flawlessly.
And oh no, Vez, you missed the lantern.
Let's get honest though. Vez, that lantern was to pick up the souls, not to give Vez a ride.
Oh, he still missed it, and our audience is probably quite sad about it.
So
at this point of the game, who are you giving it to?
Right now, it's easily in favor of is that AUT. They've got the late game scaling, they've got the snowballing Ari. Death Nostalgia may be in trouble. Even if he goes down here, he's gonna be his team is gonna be fine, and he's probably gonna get out.
Forensic actually getting harassed like heck in this top lane. He did get out, Nostalgia that is. Was it not for a flash, he would have been dead.
But at the same time, Curse of the Sad Mummy used on one person. You know, that's when the desperation moves start coming in. That's for SOJU saying, we need to start getting kills, we need to start getting back in here. We'll use this big ultimate to get this one kill. They didn't even get the kill. Now the big ultimate's gone. They don't have that for the next fight. And it's a pretty big cooldown, let's be honest. So that now gives a nice window for is that AUT to start moving in, start sieging down turrets. They've got just disgusting wave clear coming out from Captain Terra, who's a massive threat, not only with his wave clear, but with his pick potential too. So they've got so much power right now in the ability to start sieging down and get vision control all over the map. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw is that AUT wandering through the enemy jungle and start getting vision down. And you can see, you know, for SOJU, they're trying to contest it a little bit, but they just aren't able to.
They don't have the power at this point in the game. They've only got 5 kills spread out over their whole team. The highest kill is actually Urgot Forensic having a bit of a skirmish. Oh, Hippopotamus getting caught by the beautiful death sentence here. Beautiful fight right here. Carthus ulti coming down. Katarina getting the reset, but an exhaust gets dropped down on her, so she's not going to pick up the reset perhaps. No, because Chun is coming in here, and Ari's going to pick up the kill on Katarina. What a fight. What a turnaround.
Yeah, and you've always got to keep tabs on the Zac, and that's why having vision in your own jungle is so important. And the fact that they're just not quite able to get that is giving that AUT a big advantage over them. And now they're able to pretty much take down this turret. No one's able to catch on to Captain Terra.
Curse of the Sad Mummy coming down, but it's to no avail. Zac's passive has been propped. Whoa! Ari getting dropped so very, very low by Keiwu. Zac going in for the kill? No, you can't go through the gate, man. Stop trying.
Come on, it looks so much like the other one in my base. But anyway, once again, you know, it looked like a good catch by SOJU, but they're so behind. The fact that one good Orb of Deception can just tear the enemy team in half makes it so they've got to take these fights so carefully. They're 7,000 gold behind. That's very rarely overcome at this stage in the game. When you're only 24 minutes in and the enemy team has that much of a lead on you, there are very few cases where, you know, the team that's behind does actually manage to take it out. Yeah, they've got the tools to maybe get a cheesy victory with a few good team fights, a good Curse of the Sad Mummy, you follow that up into all the AoE that comes out of them, but as the game goes on, like I said, tanks are going to get tankier, and they're not going to care too much about all the AoE. They're just going to turn around, probably do the laugh emote, and then just beat you to death, cancel your stupid Deathload or so ultimate, and then turn around and win the team fight. And if they can never catch Captain Terra, then they're never going to win a team fight.
1 minute down left till we see a dragon. Oh, I am wrong. I just saw a missed sweeper lens. There we go.
There you go.
Sleep.
And you should probably know, you know, there's no point sweeping that bush just because any ward that's going to be in there, it's going to be a pink ward. 99% of wards in there will be a pink ward. But anyway, yeah, he does miss the sweeper, like you said. A little bit of pressure coming up into this top lane. Not so much pressure in the lane, but in the jungle. Oh no!
Coming down, Keiwu getting popped by Terra. That was a fantastic catch.
And there's a monster wave coming up in that bot lane too. Are you going to be able to tear this turret down? Not going to be available for the other side of the map on the team fight, but I feel like that AUT have the tools to deal with this.
That was a really... This is a strange fight that I'm seeing going on here. There was engage, disengage, and engage. But you see, no matter what either team did... no matter what SOJU did, they were losing a turret regardless.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe having the cat try and defend against Ari, it's not really going to work, but Tijan, he's going in.
Chun going in. Forensic is being dropped very, very, very low. Jomini is trying his very best to survive this, but he's not going to, unfortunately. Oh, beautiful ult coming out. Is Jomini actually surviving? What is this? Oh my gosh! Jun, run while you still have life. Jomini is playing a risky game here and will get dropped down by Graves. Unfortunately, Keiwu also... What? Why would you flash that? I don't understand. Okay. Katarina trying to get the resets. Yep, uses the ult and will only get 1 kill. So 4 for 2.
So I mean, that's pretty good pickup by SOJU there. They did lose an inhibitor turret though. That's going to be completely open. And as we can see, they're already not doing too well in the even fights. And so now they don't even have a turret to defend that inhibitor. They do have the defender's advantage, of course, but this dragon's now up. They've got Captain Terra trying his darndest to deny a bit of vision there. But I don't think he's really going to be able to contest it here. Might be able to pick up a kill if he can catch Keiwu. Does have Spirit Rush available, Flash available, so he's going to be completely safe doing it, but spotted out, so I feel like this dragon goes straight over to SOJU.
I apologize, I had a bit of a lag there. Dragon is over to SOJU. Do you think they'll be able to make much use with that?
Well, yes, the use in the fact that, you know, they're denying a third dragon from the enemy team, always good. But I feel like is that AUT know that they're recalling after that dragon. They know that they had to do that straight away, so why not go for a Baron? It's going to be the easiest Baron of their life. There's going to be zero contest here. And you can see SOJU, they know what's going on, but the path to Baron's completely watered out. And even if they try and go for a contest here, it's still going to be, is that AUT winning the fight. So they've got to be very careful in how they engage this. They should have taken the time to get a bit of vision control down in their own jungle, because that's what they need right now. They need to get their own wards down, but also sweep out any of the other wards. And I feel like putting pink wards down on your own jungle right now, not the best idea, just because there's so much of the enemy team spending time in there, is that A2 just have complete dominance. They're always going to walk over those pink wards. Green wards are the way to go. Go green.
Go green. Kitera actually going in with the ultimate, I believe? Or was that the last proc? I can't... my face right now. 4 in this top lane are going to try and siege this against a lowly John Manee, who can't really do much to stop them.
They are going for a bit of a split focus here, as they do leave Captain Terra in the bottom lane. I think it's a good idea. Does split up their focus. If more than one person goes to deal with Captain Terra, which they kind of need to do, then the rest of his AT walk over this inhibitor turret. At the same time, Captain Terra can deal with anyone 1v1 right now. It looks like he is going to loop around, get a bit of wave clear going on, and put pressure on all sides of the base here. And the fact that they do have Baron buff, allows them to really easily siege down just the Baron up minions. And the fact that only one person needs to be nearby to buff them up. So split focus, definitely the way to go.
And there's nothing really Katarina can do against Inari.
Yeah, no, not one that has 7 more kills than you anyway. I mean, look at that. He's got an entire 1.5 items just fully up on Bula right now, so he really is the terror of Is That AUT right now. So I'd like to see them group together for a little push in the mid lane here. Get everything going. Oh, T-Jun though,
yeah,
bit of trouble.
T-Jun let's bouncing, trying to get out of this, but there's... whoa, that was a good flash. He saw the death sentence coming. Will Bula be able to pick this up?
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, no, he'll be fine.
Scumbag! Oh, no way! That was amazing play by Nostalgia there. Not only that, but Jun also had the, oh, God. What is that item?
The Locket of the Iron Solari.
Correct.
Imagine. Anyway, what this means now is Requiem's down, the Box is down, Deathloads is down for a little while. They are not in the good spot here with an open inhibitor. There hasn't been a lot of focus towards it coming out from Is That AET though. They've had Ari look at it a little bit, but I feel like Captain Terra should be the one pushing the top lane while the rest of the team just 4-man brute forces that bottom lane inhibitor down. They've got the Baron, so they really need to stop bothering around the jungle here, start moving up the lanes, because that's where they've got the advantage with the Baron buff, the wave clear coming out from Captain Terra, the pick potential. There's not a whole lot of use being in the jungle. Yes, we already know you've got ward control there. It's time to use that to get more objective control. And I say that they're still 7 for 1 in towers.
Yeah, there's not really a whole bunch that ITA are doing to close this game out. They have the ability to do it. I really feel as though if they grouped as 5 in that bot lane and pushed it right through, they would win the game, hands down.
I feel like at the same time, though, it doesn't really matter how much later they leave it going. They don't need to close the game out because they're going to have the advantage no matter what. They've lost the Baron window, though, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to break through the walls here. Bit confused at why Death Nostalgia is up in the top lane by himself. Don't even have the Baron buff to justify it.
Supports need CS2, man.
Yeah, I guess he picked up a few. Oh, I mean, I guess he's got Banner of Command. When did that come into play? Hasn't buffed any minion up there just yet, but this inhibitor is open, and it's really going to be the best point of access for ITA here. They're looking to siege down multiple fronts once again. This inhibitor is taking fire, and for SOJU need to make a choice.
They have to make the choice right now whether or not they are going to siege it or if they're going to run away. It's up to them. They have the ability to do so, to make either decision. And I feel as though either way they go about it, they're going to come out on top.
Yeah, SOJU though, they're pretty much waiting for ITA to make a mistake. And that is not the position that you want to be in right now. And you've also got to think about, like, the morale, the mentality. This is a loser's bracket game, so the loser of this is out. They don't make it into the top 3. They don't move on to the next stage. And at the same time, for SOJU won their tournament game. So they're going to be probably not too happy that they may be kicked out potentially by a team that they have already proven that they can beat. But in comes Captain Terra.
We're getting popped straight away in this team fight. Let's Bounce coming through, getting all 4 members there. Hippopotamus is actually going to be dropped pretty low. Curse of the Sad Mummy. This team fight is split so hard. 2 for 0, I believe. Cartha's ult coming out. Nothing doing.
Yeah, but right now, there's not a lot they've got left to defend this base. This inhibitor turret's going to go down. I'm kind of surprised that ITA didn't go for a win there, but taking the safe option, it's been their plan so far, and I'm not surprised to see them continue with it. And of course, taking the Nexus turret's pretty risky with 3 members up. Kijun getting dropped low, but what, the hook hits, is there going to be follow-up on it though?
I can't see the follow-up coming through this. They should have, though. That could have been a quick pickup for Bulla. But otherwise, they're just going to try and take this Dragon rather, and hook up around to Baron. Probably take that too, and then shove it right down the throats of SOJU.
Dragon number 3. It's not going to be a huge advantage in this siege part of the game right here. Especially the fact that everyone relies on their mobility abilities rather than their movement speed. They're not exactly running for most of the time. But what it will do is allow them to start pressuring multiple fronts of the base. The Baron's coming up in 30 seconds, and let's assume somehow ITA get the Baron. Somehow I think they will. They'll be able to start pressuring up in the top lane. If they see a good opportunity in the mid or bot lane, then they can use that movement speed buff to move around a whole lot quicker. So while it's not the most important buff to pick up right now, it's definitely going to be an advantage that they can use if they need to. But Baron is slithering back into his den. He's going to be available to take down. And still, ITA taking their sweet time. And, why not? They've got the time. They're well ahead, 12,000 gold. And SOJU, they are just cowering in their base. No way at all they can contest this Baron. And this is going to be an onslaught on the base that's going to be almost impossible for them to stop.
The issue here is that Urgot was defending bot lane, and he doesn't have the time to get here to stop it as a 5-man team. Jun just waiting here in the background, goes on Bulla. Bulla might take the lantern, and blue team gets the Baron. Vez going in, trying to get the steal. Jun is coming around the side, gets hooked by Jomini. Nothing doing. Jun, oh, that was a beautiful play from Vez. Bandage tossing Reaper. Oh, I missed that.
How did he managed to live for so long?
Yeah, my mistake. Sorry about that. Flash being burnt from Jomini. Janet is going to exhaust him, but it's a bit late at this point. Baroned up, 5-man, 12-kill lead. This is going to be GG.
It's going to be a few kills for Karthus there. Oh, wow, he doesn't even get... Oh, no, he gets girls. There we go. He stood in the defile for a bit too long. But with Captain Terra still alive, this is going to be a hard defense. Oh, Captain Terra actually dropping pretty low. Urgot does get him. But, come on. Nexus is... What are we going to say?
He got the girl.
He did. Got the girl, Urgot. But anyway, Nexus goes down. Is that AUT are going to move on to the next round, which is going to be pretty important, by the way. But for SOJU, taken out of the New Zealand qualifier. We're only down to a few teams left now, guys. There are, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 teams left in the game, left in this qualifier. So we've narrowed it down from 8 to 4, taken everything in half. But the next match is going to be the all-important one. It's going to decide who makes it into the top 3. Not quite the grand final. It's going to be the thing that's on everyone's minds. So if you're going to watch any of the matches today, make sure you watch that one. We'll be back in not too long. Don't go anywhere, guys. See you soon.